Hello friends and welcome back to Digitalk. So in this session I am going to cover how we can configure the hosted remote console in WebLogic server 14.1.2 and 15.1.1, which is the latest versions. Okay, so I have covered about the remote console tool in multiple previous sessions. Okay, where the 14.1.2 onwards the traditional admin console has been depreciated and now we have the this remote console tool that we have to use. Okay, and there are frequent updates in the remote console tool as well. Okay, so you have to learn the remote console tool and you have to look up for the what are the different options that is getting upgraded with the new versions of remote console tool. And specifically till today you are working on the traditional admin console. Okay, then definitely you have to dedicate it some good time for the remote console, because there are a lot of different options, there are a lot of new features and a lot of options are changed. Okay, which is there in the traditional console, but now in the remote console it is completely different. Some options are not there, some new options are there. So you have to learn, you have to give it some good dedicated time to learn the remote console. Okay, so to access the remote console we have some different ways. Okay, so the very first and basic way is we can install the simple your remote console client tool. That means in your local machine, laptop, desktop. Okay, you can install the client machine. Okay, which is an open source tool from the Oracle. You can download from the GitHub repository. Okay, which I have explained in detail in the multiple previous sessions. Okay, and then you can install in your local system. It's just a Windows based setup. Okay, you can just click next and it will be installed. Okay, and once it is installed you can access your console, or you can say the admin console of your WebLogic server. Okay, with the help of this particular client tool. Okay, now for example in my system I have installed this particular client tool. Okay, and this is the client tool that I have installed and I am connected to my running WebLogic instance. So as of now my WebLogic is running on same my laptop. Okay, where I have installed this particular client tool. So it is connecting local. So it may be possible that in your environment, okay, if you are in a professional environment, okay, for a client your server, WebLogic server is running on some remote machine like some Linux machine in some data center, and you want to access the admin console. And now traditional admin console is not there, so you need to install this particular client tool in your local system. You can install in your, if you have a laptop or a desktop, you can install this client tool, and then you can make a connectivity to the remote host. Sorry, wherever your admin WebLogic is running. Okay, so you can just make a connectivity from here. You can go to the open this particular tool, and then here you will get option to create. Okay, so this is the 3.0.4 version, and if I see here update available, then 3.0.5 is also available today. Okay, so you just need to create a connection. So you go to create a connection, and there are multiple options because we can use the remote tool for multiple purpose. So for WebLogic connectivity, we can just go to admin server connection provider, and here you can provide the connection details. Like you can provide any of the name. Like let me give the WebLogic server 15.1.1. Okay, so it is running on localhost and 700 port. So if your WebLogic server is running on some remote machine, so you have to provide the particular machine DNS name or the IP address, and you have to make sure that is available or reachable from your local system, and then admin server port here. Then you need to provide the username, and then what is the password of your admin account. Okay, and then you can make it a insecure connection. So by this way just you can create a connection. You can click on done. Okay, and then connect and activate. Okay, so now you can see I am able to connect to my 15.1.1 domain. Okay, with the help of this remote console. And then we have edit tree, configuration tree, monitoring tree. There are multiple trees and there are different purpose of that. So I have covered in previous sessions and I will cover in the multiple future sessions as well. Okay, I'm going to post few more sessions, so I will again going to cover this in detail. Okay, so now, so what I am saying here, this particular session, apart from this method, this is the client tool method. Okay, but apart from that, we have a hosted way as well. Hosted way means the same way we access from the browser. As of now, today we access the admin console with the help of browser, right? So we can access this particular remote console from the browser as well instead of this local tool. Okay, the reason is that there are a lot of organizations like the financial organization, they do not allow the admin rights. So the engineers cannot install any software, and this remote console tool also they cannot install. So if they cannot install, that means they can't able to access the admin console. Right, there are a lot of restrictions are there. So in that case, we have option where we can install this remote console tool in the hosted option. So for that, there is this inbuilt script that is provided by the Oracle in the WebLogic itself. You can just run few commands. Okay, and with the help of that, it will automatically deploy the remote console in your admin server, which you can access from the browser. Other thing is look and feel and features will be same. So whatever you are seeing on the screen as of now, this is the client tool which I have installed. But when you access it with the help of browser, Okay, so in that case also everything will be same. Okay, it's not like that when you are going to access from the browser and it will be a traditional admin console which is there till 12c and 14.11. Okay, it's not like that. So it will be the same. Okay, only difference is that instead of a client you are going to access it from the browser. Okay, and how you will access it from the browser? Simply you need to provide the server host name, like the if in case it is running on my local system. So I will give localhost colon the port of my admin server, then R console. This is the way how we access the remote console with the help of browser in the hosted mode. R console. Okay, so this R console we have to give, and then we can able to connect with the help of this particular console. So as of now, I do not have deployed it. Okay, so it is not able to reach there. So I'm going to show you how to deploy that. It's a very simple and straightforward. Okay, so there is a script called remote underscore console underscore deployment dot py Python script which we execute with the help of WLST. So this is the script provided by the Oracle by default with the installation. So if I go here, okay, so now if I go to this WebLogic server and then bin folder. Okay, so here you can see this is the remote console deployment.py file. Okay, so this is the default script which is provided by the Oracle. Okay, for deploying the hosted base particular console. Okay, so now what you need to do, you have to go to this particular location, which is the WL server common bin location, and then you need to run this command. Okay, so why I am going to this location? Because my WLST script is there. Okay, so you can see here I am in the location. So this is my WebLogic home for 15.11 WL server common bin. Okay, so here I have the WLST script, right? dir WLST. Okay, so this is a script that we use for the connectivity. Okay, WLST script. So now how to run this? Okay, so to run this, simply I said you have to run this command. Okay, but before that you need to create a password file, password.txt file, and this file will contain the your admin password. Okay, so I am going to run this from location like WL server common bin. Okay, so let me go here, WL server common bin. So here you can see I have created one file, password.txt. Okay, and this password.txt contains simple my password of my WebLogic admin user. So WebLogic is my admin user. So what is the whatever the password, you just need to mention the password. So here you can see, let me open this file. Okay, so here you can see this is just WebLogic 123. This is my admin password which I have given the password.txt file, right? So that means we have created a password.txt file. Now we need to run this particular command, okay, which is going to deploy the remote console for you. So you have to go back to here and then run this command. Okay, so it will take some time. Okay, and it is automatically going to deploy the R console var file that is again provided by the WebLogic itself in the installer. Okay, so what you need to take care, you need to create a password.txt file. Okay, then you need to go to this particular location in your installation, because we are going to run the WSC command from here, and then you have to specify the complete path, okay, where this particular remote file is there. Okay, so I have given some different path. Okay, so irrespective of the path, you have to make sure you are giving this particular file. Doesn't matter where it is. This is the default location inside the middleware home, but you can copy paste in some different location. You can provide any location for that. That is also fine. Okay, so now you can see here it is going to deploy your var file. Okay, so now you can see this is the location of the R console var file which is going to deploy, which is inside their WebLogic home WL server lib. So let me go there, WL server and lib. Okay, so here you can see there are multiple files are there, right? So what is the name of our file which is it is deploying? WLS remote console.var. Okay, so let me show you. So WLS remote console.var, where it is? Okay, let me, yeah, this one. So this is the remote console file, okay, which it is deploying automatically for you to enable the remote console. Now you can see the remote console deployment has been done successfully. Deployment command is completed successfully and disconnected from the admin server. So now this particular remote console file has been deployed in your admin server. Okay, similar to the traditional admin console, because traditional admin console also deployed in the admin server, right? So if admin server is not able, you are not able to access the admin console. Similarly here, it is deployed in your admin server. So if your admin server is down, then you will not able to access the R console from the browser. Okay, So now if I go here and if I let me go to the monitoring deployments and then application deployment. So now you can see this is the application that has been deployed just with the help of this particular script. Okay, which you can see on the console as well, WebLogic Remote Console app. And this particular application is we have deployed on the automatically deployed on the admin server. The target for this application is the admin server. Okay, so now we can able to access our admin console with the help of browser. So if I go back here, okay, and if I hit again, now you can see we can able to access the remote console. So this is a 15.1.1, okay, and you will get this screen. So again, you need to provide the same your username and password. Whatever the username and password you are given during the domain creation, click on sign in. Okay, so by default, it is going to connect to your remote console domain. Okay, so you can see if you want to save the password for, you can save it. And by default here, you will see only the one domain, which is the default domain which you have connected. Okay, so now, okay, so this is our domain which is going to be connected. So now one thing that you will notice here, okay, so let me show you. Click on this server, okay, because this is the default server which is going to connect. So now we are connected with the our domain. So if you see here, this is my local client tool, and this is I am accessing from the browser. Okay, so both are same. There is no difference. Everything is same. The only difference is that this I am accessing from the browser. This is I have installed my local system. But one thing that you will see here, my remote console client tool is 3.0.4, and the tool that I have access automatically deployed from the WebLogic installation. It is different. It is 2.4.18 because this particular remote console tool is bundled with the WebLogic installer. Okay, so suppose that Oracle has released the WebLogic installer today, and the latest version of remote console is 2.4.18. So the installer will have the 2.4.18 particular remote console. Okay, and now you're downloading and installing the WebLogic after 6 months, 1 year of a time, or if or maybe of a 2 year of a time. Okay, it's the same installer, so it will have the old remote console. Okay, Oracle may release some new installer which will contain some latest remote console, but that is very rare. Okay, so you have a mismatch of the version for the R console. So what you need to do, you need to apply the latest bundle patch. Whatever the latest bundle patch, or you can say the stack patch bundle of the WebLogic server. For example, I have the using the 15.1.1 WebLogic server, right? So if you have to go to the latest remote console tool, you have to apply the latest bundle patch of 15.1.1, which is stack patch bundle, and this particular remote console is automatically deployed the latest version with that particular stack patch bundle. Okay, otherwise what will happen, your remote console will be old option, old tool, and the client will be different. Okay, and there are a lot of enhancement are there. So if I go to here and then if I click on the different trees here, okay, so there are multiple options which is not there. The way we save the different resources in our uh, this particular remote console tool, it's completely different. The way it is connecting, okay, if I go here and if I show you, okay, the way it is connecting, it was different, completely different, right? And if I go back here in my remote console tool, so here we'll get the option like to create the connection, then you create from here, right? And then you have to add that entry done, and then you have to connect, activate and connect. But here it is not there, it is completely different by default if you go here. Okay, so that is the mismatch in the versions, and why it is I have explained to you, right? So now apart from that, we have a multiple other ways as well for the deployment. Okay, that is we use based on the different requirements, okay, based on your environment, client, and multiple things. Okay, so hope now it is clear to you what is hosted WebLogic console and remote console, and how we deploy it, how we access it with the help of browser.